With the announcement following the reveal of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch, I think it's finally time I got around to doing the side project I talked about a while ago. Welcome to the first and probably only video for a while of my thoughts on. Now for what this side project is basically just me talking about, well, my thoughts on pretty much anything that has to do with gaming. From as small as a character or a little glitch to as big as the whole industry in general. If it has to do with gaming, it counts. Following the August 8th Nintendo Direct and the reveal of 5 new fighters and many new additions and changes, one of the bigger concerns I had involved the roster and who else would be included, if anyone at all. At this point, it might be safe to conclude that the now above 70 fighters roster isn't getting any bigger. But given just how much content Nintendo wants to cram into the tiny little card, I also won't be surprised if they throw another curveball like in the Direct. So, for this first installment, I am Matt, also known as the Gaming Rebel, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts on potential new fighters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, before I get to my first one, I have to make somewhat of an honorable mention to 2 characters that I would have liked to join, but now I have no chance to with the reveal of Chrom being included as an Echo fighter to Roy. Mostly. The 2 I'm talking about are Alm and Celica from Fire Emblem Gaiden, or more specifically its remade release on the 3DS, Fire Emblem Echoes. I would have personally preferred Alm more as Celica was brought in as a playable character in Fire Emblem Warriors without him. Alm would most likely use his hero class and wield both a sword and bow like Link, either using the Valentian falchion or the royal sword found in Issei's fortress. Celica could use her beloved Sophia or the Lady Blade, as well as her elemental spells similar to Robin. Another thing that could be is that either one's specials would also deal damage to themselves similar to Pichu's specials, as in Echoes, using most magic or weapon skills in combat cost an amount of HP. But alas, looks like Alm got the short end of the sword here. It's a shame too, as I was beginning to like Alm more as I played Echoes. To officially start, I'm not going to beat around the bush, and instead, dance through the danger. Yes, to this day, even before the Switch was released, I have wanted the lovable Shantae in Smash as far back as the announcement of the Smash ballot for the previous games. And I'll be blunt here, when I saw that Shovel Knight was an assist trophy, I nearly had a heart attack at the thought of Shantae being fated to become one as well. And I still fear it. No, really, I almost had an actual heart attack. No, she has to be a fighter. I won't accept any less. That'd be an insult to her and her franchise. Anyway, Shantae herself has a huge amount of potential, and she would be a great representative for indie franchises as well. Her magical dance abilities could be utilized for her specials, or even as her final smash. Her fighter moves from the first game could return as attack moves, and items or spells like the Fireball and Storm Puff could work as specials as well. Shantae would be a great fit too, as her franchise used to be Nintendo exclusive. But mostly why I want Shantae as a fighter is due to my involvement as a former backer and gallery artist of Half-Genie Hero. So there is a bit of bias, but these are my thoughts after all, and I really believe that Shantae should have a place among the many gaming greats in the Ultimate Smashdown. For possible specials, Shantae could utilize the dance mechanic from Half-Genie Hero as her neutral B and select from a few options to quickly change to and attack before reverting, similar to how Half-Genie Hero does the dance mechanic. Up could be her Harpy form to fly up while shooting with the Harpy Talon, her side could be the iconic Monkey form and its Monkey Bullet, while down could be the Elephant along with its Stomp attack akin to the Bowser Bomb. As much as I'd like the Mermaid form and its bubble shots, however, that form would probably up the age rating, so I don't see that happening. But if dancing isn't used for her specials, Up could be one of her floating moves from the DLC modes like Beach Mode's Personal Bubble, or Jammy Mode's Dream Cloud. Side could be one of the various fire spells she could get, like the Fireball or Flamethrower, and down could be the Pike Ball or Storm Puff spell. As I stated before, Shantae has potential. A lot of it. If no one else, at least Shantae. For the next 2, let's go back to the franchise I first started with for gaming out on, a franchise which doesn't get much real love anymore, but was one of the biggest reasons we reached this point in gaming. Of course, I refer to the Sonic franchise. Back when the blue blur himself was announced for Brawl, I was hooked. My childhood gaming icon, able to brawl with the best of them. But so far, Sonic himself is the only rep of his series, and that's no good. With no word from Shadow so far, and Knuckles already confirmed an assist trophy, I think it's time we address another iconic character. I, of course, refer to Sonic's smart sidekick, Miles Prower, aka Tails. The twin-tailed fox himself has been getting more and more left in the dust as of late, but he's shown us that he can tussle with the tough types. Obviously for a moveset, I see him mostly utilizing his two tails for regular attacks, and getting more technical with specials. Example being using his awesome rapid tails attack for a dash move, flying for his up B, throwing a dummy ring for a neutral or a side B, and also using the iconic spin dash for down B. And for his final, bring out the Cyclone from Adventure 2, and it's Power Laser! With how different Tails is compared to Sonic, there would be no chance of him becoming an Echo Fighter. Then again, I don't think Shadow would either. Speaking of Shadow, since no footage of him was shown and the site currently states him as indeterminate, it may be possible that they will pull Little Mac on him and have Shadow be a rep as well. Like Sonic, Shadow would use a lot of spinning moves for attacks, use a homing attack as well. However, what sets the two apart would be Shadow is adept at using Chaos powers like his iconic Chaos Spear, giving him specials that differ from his blue counterpart. Neutral aside could be his Chaos Attack, which is a variant of the homing attack but with added attacks afterwards. The other would obviously be Chaos Spear, or even be chargeable to become Chaos Lance. Up would be Chaos Control and function similar to Sheik or Zelda's up Bs as a warping attack. Oh, and obvious down B would be Spin Dash. Heck, go big and use Chaos Blast as the final smash too. Really show him who the ultimate life form is. I'd be fine with either the ultimate sidekick or the ultimate life form, but I'd be happy as a Hedgehog if we got at least one more Sonic rep. With some of my more desired franchise representatives out of the way, the idea of this one came to me after his surprise reveal. What, did you mean for this game? No, I'm talking about someone from a game series that I'm quite the adept at, who guest stars in a different 2D fighting game. Someone who really knows how to strike back. Who else but the strongest Septim of the future, the Azure Striker himself, Gunvolt! With the release of Blade Strangers on the Switch, GV himself will be playable, and with it, new moves, aside from his usual tag and flash playstyle his series is known for. That doesn't mean it can't be a mechanic, however. Given that we have Mega Man who mainly focuses on projectile moves, I don't see how GV couldn't utilize his tags in Flash Field. Firing the tag bolts could be with the side B, using Flash Field could be with neutral B, and one of his specials, Crash Bolt, could be used as a down B. Dragon Sphere could be used as a forward smash or an up smash too. And more powerful specials like his Astro Sphere, Lux Caliber, or even Grand Strizer could be final smash options. Moves from Blade Strangers could be used as normal attacks as well, or even as smash attacks. We'll just have to see how things go with the game once it's released. But it would be nice to get an indie rep, and while I desire Shantae most of all for that role, Gunvolt can be quite the contender too. This next character was also an idea based on a surprise reveal, but this time of a certain assist trophy. I don't know if he'll fit in based on another character's involvement, but you never know. If anything, he'll be almost like an Echo Fighter. His name is X. Mega Man X. Look, I'll get to the point and say that in terms of story, I've grown more attached to the more serious and interconnected saga that is the Mega Man X series, and the reveal of Zero as an assist trophy made me want the Blue Bomber's canonical successor to join the battle. While X is part of the Mega Legends Final Smash, that shouldn't mean he can't join in. Don't forget that in the Spirit Train, if Toon Link's being used, Alfonso takes over, so that doesn't mean that X cannot get in at all. Anyway, In a lot of ways, Mega Man X would fight similar to Mega Man, being more projectile-based, and have many moves be based on the special weapons gained from the various Mavericks, though many of them would differ either entirely or just slightly. I know that Strike Chain from X2 could have use as a tether grab, and Soul Body from X4 could be kind of like a counter, just to name a few examples. And for the final smash, donning the ultimate armor and unleashing either a Giga Attack or Nova Strike. There are quite a number of options for X, and many could work as usable moves. I mean, if we're going Ultimate with this title, then the Ultimate Mega Man should have a place among the roster. This is the last character I wouldn't mind getting a surprise invite in, although she might break more than the fourth wall if she does. Heck, she'll probably break the game's balance as well with her meta mannerisms. Of course, who could forget the always awesome protagonist of protagonists herself, Neptune. Now, before you get on me about there being too many sword-wielding characters, note that a lot of my mains are sword-wielders and that I would suggest tons of other sword users if I had the time. Plus, sword-wielders. They're the best. Those are my thoughts. Plus, no one else uses a wooden sword as a main weapon, really. But back to the Nep here. The idea of this meta manner goddess is due to the upcoming release of Super Neptunia RPG, aka the first title of her series on a Nintendo console, which is also a beautiful looking 2D platformer. Nep herself already has quite the moveset in her titles, from her jumping arcs, variable edge, cross combination, and more, all the way to her ultimate moves such as Neptune Break and the tag team Violet Buster. Maybe she'll even sport some new moves that are planned for her in the new 2D title. Heck, adding good old Nep might actually convince both Nintendo and Idea Factory to bring other Neptunia titles to the Switch. It'll be like playing the Rebirth games on the Vita, except on a handheld that doesn't get overshadowed or hated on, and is actually more powerful than the Vita. If speaking personally, however, I'd rather have a younger and super lovable and perfect waifu material for me sister, Nepgear, be invited in. Actually, maybe not. It'd break my heart to fight against her. But if she was, Nepgear could be like an Echo Fighter to Neptune. Or close enough. She could play as an assist trophy. Although considering a main character has to be the first rep for a franchise before others can be considered, that would be unlikely. Poor Nepgear. Now I want to go hug her. I'll be right back.
Wait, what the goodness?
With that, I think I've stated enough characters that I would love to see as invited potential fighters. I would have had other characters in mind from third-party franchises and games, such as Zale, Dust, Sora, or Squall, even. But I don't want to make the video too long or have my hopes dashed, though they probably will be when the game is released. But you never know really what those guys are thinking of to add for this game. I mean, they added Castlevania reps in the stage, they added Shovel Knight as an assist, they made really dark reveal videos. Who knows what they'll do next? We'll just have to see when the game nears its release date. Anyway, that was my thoughts on potential new fighters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I hope that this series can take off and help out the channel, or help to get my opinions out there. My opinions are definitely different than most others out there, more so considering certain subjects that I might decide to cover in the future. So, if you enjoyed the video at all, please be sure to give this video a like, and possibly subscribe for future content. Make sure if you sub, however, to click the bell icon as well and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. I also have a Ko-fi account, which is pretty much like an online tip jar that's easy to sign up for and easy to buy me a coffee for. Every Ko-fi donation sent helps and will be mentioned in future videos down in the description below. Thank you to all who tuned in, and sayonara for now.